Hello, Warwick, and welcome to a brand new season of School Talk. I'm Nick DeLeo, and I'm thrilled to be with you for yet another year. And as always, we're coming to you from inside the television studio right here at Warwick Valley High School. On today's show, we're going to talk about the value of tradition to a high school community. It's been said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but the memories are priceless. Today, I'm joined by our senior and junior class presidents, Paxton Honerkamp and Gisela Gujar, which we practice all off screen. Thanks, both of you, for being here. It's nice to have you at School Talk. Is this your first time in School Talk?
Yes.
Great, good. How's the year going so far before we get into the questions?
So far, so good. Can't really complain. I think things have been going good, and I'm just glad to be here.
Good, Gisela. How about you? How's your year off?
Same thing.
Off to a good start?
Yeah.
All right, for everybody at home, we are here today again with our presidents because our topic of today is homecoming. So we're going to begin first. We're going to take a look at the screen. We've got some B-roll from last year's float competition. So while that comes up, let's talk to the two of you guys. I'm going to have Paxton first go to you. How did your class do in last year's, I believe it was a superhero competition?
Well, sure. Last year, our class finished first in the competition. We were extremely proud of that, being the first junior class at the time to have won the float building competition in nearly half a decade.
Okay.
And it's a success that we're looking to repeat this year.
As seniors.
As seniors.
Right.
We were extremely proud of it. Like I said, I was extremely proud of all the hard work that my class put in.
Okay.
And I've always said that being senior class president is something that I take a lot of pride in.
That's awesome.
And I'm proud of the work that my class put in. And so far this year, I'm extremely proud of what we've accomplished, what we plan to accomplish, and the work that our class has put in. And to a lot of people, it's an extremely important thing.
Sure it is.
And we're very excited to have the opportunity.
Let's give credit, Paxton, where credit's due. Who designed the winning float last year? Do you remember?
Sure. So we had a lot of input from our class last year.
Great.
We had some members, Samantha Brady,
Yep.
Sophia Samborski.
You sure?
All people. Austin Droge was somebody who helped tremendously with the float building. Really, I mean, I could go on and on. The list goes on forever. I mean, we had so many people. Daniel Sloboda was another one who helped tremendously.
Ring a bell, sure.
So we had a lot of people help in a tremendous way last year, and I could go on forever about these people, but I think that overall it's a team effort. Yeah.
Right. Gisela, talk to me about last year's float. Do you want to tell me what this would have been the sophomores, correct?
Yeah.
How'd you guys do last year?
We came in third place.
All right,
which
so that's good.
Was an improvement from our freshman year. Our freshman year, we were in last place, and we were definitely doing a lot better with organization last year, because freshman year we really struggled with that, and it was
Which, to give credit, is always the tradition. In the freshman year, trying to figure everything out.
Yeah, it was definitely got a lot better last year, and I was actually pretty proud of what we came up with, considering it was our first year really putting everything into it and doing it really, really well. So I'm excited for this year to see how everything goes.
Well, let's start talking about this year. For those of you, we have some more B-roll as well. There we go, we're back. Let's talk a little bit about this year. It has been announced that this year's theme is Disney. All the floats, I'm assuming, are Disney-based. Each class has been assigned a film. I'm correct on that, right? All right, so we'll get to that in a minute. The freshmen are going to tackle Moana. The sophomores have Tangled. And here with you guys, Gisela, you have Pirates of the Caribbean, and Paxton, your class has Toy Story. So let's talk a little bit about this. Gisela, what kind of hints can you give me about what's going into next week's float?
There's going to be
Don't give away the good stuff, just some small stuff.
There's going to be a lot of things on the float, and there's going to be a main feature. We're going to put a lot of stuff around it.
Okay.
And we're really going to try and work on the skit this year, because that's a big part. Your skit gets judged during the parade. You put together a skit.
The skit's in front of?
In front of judges.
Right, from the judges at the viewing stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to try and improve that a lot this year, so it kind of gives us some extra points. And the float, we have big plans, and hopefully everything works out.
It will. It always does. Paxton, what kind of insight? Again, we want to keep the surprise for next Saturday. What is it, the 7th gang? Homecoming is 7 or 8. What can you tell us a little bit about the Toy Story float without giving away too much?
Sure. I mean, we were very happy with our theme this year, Toy Story. It's a pretty universally loved film franchise, and we're happy to build off that for our float. We have a lot of great ideas going into it. Obviously, like Gisela said, the skit is extremely important,
Yep.
and we're gonna work on that tremendously. I intend to be on the float myself. There's a little insight into it.
Okay.
At the moment, it seems like the plan is for me to portray Buzz Lightyear on the float.
Good.
I think that unless anybody else comes up with something else, yeah.
The video production team knows I often go off script, and this is sorry, gang in the back. I got to ask, as a theater guy here at Warwick High School, how are you going about? Gisela, I'll start with you about costuming everybody on your flow, and then Paxton, of course, I'll come to you.
First,
because you're very specific, pirates and
yeah. I'm
maybe
actually
pirates?
really happy with our theme this year. Like,
Okay,
it's going to be really cool. But the skit, we kind of have to see who wants to do it first and like how we're going to work it out. And
Okay.
by that, like costumes, it's kind of like probably going to go to Halloween costumes probably, and just like
the story
whatever
beat?
anyone can bring.
Good.
Yeah.
Paxton, yours are very specific.
Yes.
Woody, Buzz Lightyear, the Potato Heads. How are you guys going to handle this costuming issue?
Right. Well, usually we either find somebody who has the costumes already,
Okay.
due to it being a very popular, costume for Halloween and things like that, or if need be, we'll go out and get the costumes ourselves. There are different components
Right.
of the float that are a product of design. So going into that, just with the mentality of we'll do what we have to do in regards to costumes. When
As
the
they
time
come up.
as they come up.
Excellent.
But every year we've sorted out the costumes. Even going back to sophomore year, I dressed up as Buddy the Elf and walked
I remember
next to the
that,
float.
yeah.
And I think that costume design. First, let's focus on the float.
Mm-hmm.
Let's focus on building it up and working on the mechanics of our skit. And then we'll focus on the costumes and getting them.
We mentioned, Gisela, you mentioned earlier that as the freshmen come in, homecoming, they know about homecoming. But the whole float building is a new thing to them. So Gisela, what advice would you give, looking back, what would you give the freshmen as far as building your float in that whole week in Bus Garage?
Don't underestimate how much work it's going to be, because
Okay.
I feel like we definitely did that. And make sure to manage your time, because you don't want everything like the last day. And also, we had, I don't know if you saw our float freshman year, but
What was it?
we were spring and we had a tree that fell down.
I did
on
see
our
the
float.
tree fall.
Yeah,
I
the
remember
tree
that.
did fall. So make sure that what you're putting on the float is going to be structurally sound and make sense.
Hammer it into the wood.
Yeah.
Paxton, what advice, being last year's champs and hopefully trying to win it again this year, what advice would you give the freshmen and the sophomores too?
I would just say go into it with a plan. You know what I mean? Hold meetings during lunch and things like that,
Okay.
and coordinate in advance what you want the float to look like, because that's the important part. 95% of the planning happens during those meetings, and then once you go into it with a structured plan and,
Right.
and people in place to manage it, homecoming advisors and things like that.
And that's a good point
Yes.
you're making. Have people who are kind of managing each section, right?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. For those of you who may not know, our Spirit Week runs all next week, leading up to that fantastic community parade, our football game, and of course that Saturday night is our traditional homecoming dance. So let's take a look at this year's theme days. We're going to begin on Monday, I believe it's October 2nd, with Ohana Day. And for those of you moms and dads with students in the high school, that is Hawaiian Day. So I would suggest Hawaiian print shirts. Tuesday's going to be Epic Day. Wednesday will be Sleeping Beauty versus Cinderella Day. And I'm going to actually go back to Epic Day from reading the morning announcements. That's Star Wars Day. That's Marvel Day. Sleeping Beauty versus Cinderella is formal versus informal. Thursday's Walt Disney dresses your favorite Disney character. And I like this. The next Friday's actually called Tangle Day. And that's the Disney version of Purple Gold. And that has been a Warwick tradition since I've been here to wear purple and gold on that day. So for moms and dads at home, send your kids in with these great themed days. Gisela, what's your personal favorite part of Spirit Week and why?
I honestly like float building a lot.
I think it's fun.
Yeah, because it helps like bring everybody together, and it's nice to have like this finished product that everybody came together to work on and like put all their effort into, and it like turns out really nice.
Paxton, what do you think?
I like the day of homecoming itself. I think that it provides sort of a large collective of community, and a fantastic environment. Not only at the parade, just to see the product of all the hard work you put in throughout the course of float building, but later at the homecoming dance and the football game and things like that. It's all part of a really great day, and I think it's an important part of a tradition here.
A tradition in the community, because
Yes.
as you guys know, the streets starting with, I think the Smokehouse restaurant, they start to get lined up, and as you get closer to Main Street, it's just mobbed, and I'm excited. I'll be there to drive one of the cars. I enjoy that day a whole lot. Well, I'd like to thank our guests for appearing on today's show, and I wish both of you the best of luck in the float competition. I'll be there to see who the winner is. For everybody at home, we invite you to come out and join us in this very cherished tradition by attending the homecoming parade and the football game on Saturday, October 7th. Remember to like and subscribe to Warwick Valley Television's YouTube page. For School Talk, I'm Nick DeLeo, and we'll see you next time.